Okay, guys, last class of this session, but it's like nothing ever happened because we still have class next Tuesday. Aren't we so excited? Then we can really ramp up the intensity because I bet it's all the same people. But in case you were wondering, since nobody asked, I am so sore today. So today, in celebration of all 2 of the yoga focus classes that we've already done, we're going to do one more. Why not? I'm still going to err onto that 30 to 40 minute range, still trying to keep in touch with all of our muscle groups, making sure nothing's hurting while we're using it. Burning and hurting are 2 very different sensations, so if it's burning, you're probably just activating that muscle. It will get tired. If it does get tired and you need a break, remember to take those breaks as needed. If you need to take a modification, feel free to sit, push back into a child's pose or whatever movement feels comfortable to you. Remember to take care of yourself first. Today's class is kind of heavy on like arms, upper back, and shoulder focus. So again, if you do need to take that break, I promise I won't even know if you stop. So it's not offensive to me at all. With that, let's go ahead and get started on our knees here. We're gonna go into those breathing exercises, stretching our arms out in front of us, rolling that neck, taking those deep breaths. 1 deep breath in, reaching our arms overhead, rolling out those wrists. Little side bends, just to wake up both the left and the right side of your body. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, dropping both those arms, twisting to your left, reaching your left arm back as far as you can. Looking for an increase of mobility through your upper back. Might flex your wrist, feel more of a stretch through your bicep. Try not to shrug that shoulder out. Deep breath in, reaching back up into center. And exhale, opening up towards your right side. Looking for that point of tension through your bicep. Flexing your wrist, still not shrugging our shoulder. Deep breath in. Exhale, reaching back up into center. Twisting to your left and looking for a bit bigger of a deeper twist. Really opening up those shoulders. The intent here is just to increase mobility, deepening that stretch on every exhale. Deep breath in, reaching back up into center. Exhale, twisting to your right. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting back up into center. 1 more little side bend on each side. Exhale, dropping your hands all the way down, interlacing them behind your back, slowly leaning forward, bringing yourself closer to a child's pose. Try not to shrug your shoulders here, but looking to extend your arms as far as possible. Should feel this deep in your back. 1 deep breath in. Exhale, unhooking your hands and dropping them to your sides, falling into that child's pose. Deep breath in. Taking this time to set your intentions for today's class. Breathing out any stress that's built up throughout the day. Focusing on your breathing. Option to box breathe here. Bring awareness into all 4 corners of your body. Might try wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feeling yourself push further and further into the mat. One more deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to lift all the way back up. Bring our arms out to a T position. We're just going to do little twists here. So twisting all the way to the left. Finding back into center. Twist all the way to the right. Just trying to increase that range of motion through your upper back. Using your breath. Inhaling when you come into center. Exhaling as you find that twist. Remembering not to shrug your shoulders. For one more time, trying to really deepen that stretch. Both sides. We're going to come all the way up onto our high knees, lifting up, reaching for the sky. Finding length through your fingertips. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your arms all the way down, pinching those scapula, bringing yourself into 90s with your elbows. And exhale, bringing yourself into a child's pose. We're going to make a little bit of a flow out of that. So inhale, pushing yourself all the way up. Reach for the sky. Bringing your arms down, finding that 90, pinching your scapula together, and exhale, falling forward into a child's pose. Do this about 3 more times, lifting all the way up, using your breath, pinching your scapula together, finding that pencil, pushing yourself into that child's pose. For 2 more, deep breath in, lift. Exhale, bringing your elbows to 90 and pushing yourself into a child's pose. Last one, going all the way up. Reaching, really looking for length through your fingertips here. Pinching your scapula together, bringing that pencil, and lowering all the way down, finding that child's pose. Deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to come all the way back up, finding a tabletop position, stacking your shoulders directly over your wrists, knees directly under your hips. You're going to go into an extended cat-cow, pushing yourself all the way forward, looking for depth through your hips, stretching out that lower back. Exhale, pushing all the way back to that child's pose. We're going to make this a bit of a flow as well, coming back up, finding that extended child's pose. And pushing yourself back. Remember, we're using our shoulders here, looking for a stretch through our back and through our upper back, especially. Doing this with our breath. Extend and push back. Do this about 2 more times. Really trying to deepen the stretch here, pushing through your triceps, making sure there's a slight bend through your elbows. And last one. Really pushing those hips deeper to the floor. And exhale, we're going to curl our toes under, pushing through the heels of our palms, finding our way up into that downward dog. Pedaling out your feet. Still pushing through our shoulders. Using the strength from your traps to keep you up. You're still wanting to push your ribs into the tops of your thighs, not rounding out that back. Slowly working towards getting both heels on the ground. Taking one deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to push forward, find that high plank, sending your hips all the way down, finding that downward dog. Upward dog. One deep breath here. Exhale, curling your toes under, pushing back into that downward dog. you haven't guessed already, we're going to make this one a bit of a flow too. Go ahead on that exhale, bringing yourself down. Finding that upward facing dog. Still pushing through your triceps, keeping the pressure off your wrists and on the heels of your palms. Exhale, pushing all the way up, downward dog. We're going to do this 2 more times. Finding that inhale, pushing yourself up, upward facing dog. Stretching out that lower back. Exhale, pushing yourself up. Finding that downward dog. Really waking up our shoulders here. Should be a little bit of a burn. 1 more deep breath in. Finding that high plank, lowering yourself down. Upward facing dog. Should feel a little bit of a burn through your deltoid, just the top of your shoulders. 1 last exhale, pushing yourself up, finding that downward dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Staying here. Just a forward fold. If you remember that stretch from Tuesday, we're going to do that half lift. Stop here, reaching our arms up, finding that Y, pinching that pencil between our scapula, lowering down, coming back into that forward fold. Deep breath in. Let's do that 1 more time. Half lift. Lifting up your arms, finding that Y, pinching that pencil with your scapulas, and lowering back down. Remember, we're doing this slow and in control, hinging at the hips, using your glutes to do that half lift. Bring your arms up, pinching that pencil with your scapula, and exhale, lowering back down. Taking 1 deep breath here, option to hold onto your elbows and hang, letting your spine lengthen. Before we move on to our next flow. One more deep breath in. Our next flow is going to consist of alternating arm reaches. So when you're ready, feel free to place your right hand on the ground, bending your right knee, and lifting your left arm up, reaching towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, letting your left hand fall to the ground. Bend that left knee, straighten out that right leg, and lift your right arm up. Deep breath in, lowering it back down. Doing this with your breath. Just finding those alternating arm reaches. The goal is to increase your range of motion and the depth through your shoulders on every movement. Taking those deep breaths in. Let's do this 2 more times. Lifting up. Sending your hands back down. Remembering to breathe. And last one, lifting up, looking for depth, and lowering your hands back down. Go ahead, use the ground to brace yourself, stepping that left leg back, finding that lunge. Bring your arms all the way up, looking for that crescent lunge. Deep breath in. Exhale, maneuvering your hips, facing them towards the wall. Bring yourself to a warrior 2. Looking for length, both fingertips. Deepening that stretch through your hips on every exhale. Remembering we want to keep that right knee stacked over our right ankle. Taking one big deep breath in, we're going to reach our right arm over, left hand back, coming into that reverse warrior. Reaching further on every inhale with that right hand, deepening your stretch on every exhale. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to lift through your core, maneuver yourself over, bringing your left hand over your head, right forearm to the top of your thigh, finding that side ankle stretch. Deep breath in. Holding here for one more deep breath. As you exhale, you're going to windmill your left hand down to the ground. Same with your right. Stepping that right foot backward, coming into your high plank. Heels of your palms stacked directly under your shoulder, staying strong through that back. Slowly lowering down, chaturanga, pushing yourself up, upward facing dog for our first vinyasa. Staying strong through those triceps, keeping a slight bend through your elbows. Deep breath in. Exhale, lowering to your knees, curling your toes under, pushing back, finding that downward dog. Pedaling your feet out, waking up the backs of your legs. When you're ready, you're going to lift that left leg up, pointing it all the way to the sky. If you'd like to increase the intensity, feel free to bend that left knee, facing your hips to the wall to your left, still keeping your shoulders parallel to the floor, pushing through with your upper back and the heels of your palms, keeping a slight bend through those elbows. Deep breath in. As you exhale, bringing that left knee all the way to your chest, slowly dropping it down, coming into a pigeon pose. Remember, with this stretch, you want your hips being parallel to the floor beneath of you. You don't want to rock to the left or to the right. You just want to slowly sink into this stretch here. If you're looking to increase intensity, feel free to walk those hands a little bit further. Until maybe you get your forearms all the way to the ground. Taking one more deep breath before we add our next flow. Trying to sink further into this stretch here. When you're ready, we're going to lift our right arm up, bringing it over our head, coming into those back opening stretches, letting your elbow meet the ground, and exhale, lifting all the way up. Elbow meet ground. Exhale, lifting all the way up. Be sure we're trying to engage our core here for that lift, still not wanting to rock side to side, sinking into that stretch. Using your breath to help you through this movement. For two more. And last one. Exhale, lowering completely to the ground. Taking one deep breath here. Letting yourself sink into the stretch. When you're ready, we're going to walk our hands back, pushing ourselves up, curling your right toes under, finding that high plank, and pushing back into a downward dog. Still keeping that slight bend in the elbows. Lifting through your navel. You should feel like someone has taken a string through your belly button and is pulling you up. Deep breath in. Remember to pedal out those feet. And on your next exhale, you're going to step your right foot forward, finding a high plank or high lunge, lifting your arms all the way up. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Deep breath in. Holding here. When you're ready, we're going to go back into those warrior two. Keeping your knee stacked over your ankle. Looking for length through your fingertips. Deep breath in. Exhale, reaching over with your arm. Sending that back hand all the way down, finding your reverse warrior. Staying strong through your left side body. Taking one deep breath in. And exhale, lifting up through your core, sending yourself back over. Forearm to top of your thigh. Deep breath in. Looking for a bit more length on that next inhale. Sinking further on that exhale. When you're ready, windmilling that hand down. Placing your right and your left on the mat. Stepping your right foot back. Coming into that high plank. Slowly lowering yourself down. Chaturanga. Pushing up, upward facing dog. Pushing through your triceps, keeping a slight bend through your elbows. Deep breath in. Exhale, pushing up. Coming into a high plank, finding that downward dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting that right foot up, pointing it to the sky. Opening your hips to the right wall if you're looking to increase intensity, and bending that knee. Deep breath in. Still keeping those shoulders parallel to the floor. When you're ready, on that exhale, bringing your knee to your chest, letting yourself fall forward, coming into that pigeon pose. Remember, we're not shifting from either side here. On every exhale, we're slowly working towards walking our hands a little further out until we're all the way on those forearms. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting that left arm up this time. Bring it behind your head. Working our way to those chest openers. Elbow to ground. Exhale, lift. Slowly trying to increase the mobility here. Gently opening up your chest. For 2 more. Last one. Lift as far as you can. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Dropping to your forearms. Lifting yourself up, stepping back. Slowly lifting, curl your left toes under. Pushing back until you reach a downward dog. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to walk your feet to your hands. Coming into a forward fold. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lifting all the way up to standing. Reaching your hands all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, we're going to lower our palms down into prayer. Slowly letting our hips sink into that chair pose. If you can, adding a little twist here. And exhale, coming all the way back up to center. Lifting up, high reach to the ceiling. Doing the same thing for the other side. Coming into chair, taking a slight twist if you can. Exhale, coming all the way back up. Deep breath in, lower, taking that twist. Exhale, center, and lift. Doing this 2 more times. Twist, center, lift. Bring yourself all the way down. Twist, center, and lift. Last one, all the way down. Twist, center, and lift. Exhale, lowering your hands down to prayer, but stepping that foot, finding that tree pose. Option to hook your foot over. Slowly lowering down, finding that standing figure 4. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming all the way back up to standing. Sending that foot back out, finding that lunge. From here, you're going to lower all the way down to that knee. Placing your hand on the mat and lifting. If you can, feel free to lift that back foot up and reach. Looking for a bit of a stretch through that left quad. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping that foot down, pushing your right knee out. Slowly letting your hips sink further and further into the floor. One big deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to bring that right hand down to the floor as well. Curling our left foot under and stepping up, finding that yogi squat. Trying to stay upright through your chest, lifted through your back, not shrugging our shoulders. If the stretch is difficult for you, feel free to rock onto your hands in front of you. Slowly work towards bringing those heels all the way down to the ground. If you're looking to increase intensity, placing your elbows on your inner knees and pushing them outward. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, we're going to lift all the way back up, fully coming into standing. Reaching our hands fully over our head. And take those chair pose twists again, slowly lowering down. Exhale, twist. Inhale, finding center and lift. Coming down. Exhale, twist. Center and lift. Keeping our glutes engaged this whole time. Elbows shouldn't pass your toes. Do this 2 more times. Really keeping engaged in our glutes. And 1 more just to keep it even on the other side. Twist. Exhale, center and lift. This time we're going to bring our hands to prayer, but lifting up through that right foot, coming into that tree pose. Option to hook that right foot over, slowly lower down into that figure 4. Staying planted through all 4 corners of your left foot. Should feel like you're gripping the mat with your toes. Deep breath in. Exhale, lifting all the way back up. Stepping back with that right foot. Finding that lunge. Slowly lowering to your knees. Placing your right hand on the mat, lifting up. Should feel a little bit of a stretch through that left glute. If you're looking to increase the intensity here, feel free to lift that right foot up and reach back. Hold. Deep breath in. Exhale, letting that foot drop, stepping to the outside of your mat with your left foot, pushing your knee outward. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping your left hand to the mat in front of you, curling your right toes under, stepping up again, finding that yogi squat. Deep breath in. Still keeping that chest upright. Try not to shrug your shoulders. Don't want to round out that lower back. This is difficult for you. Feel free to place your hands in front of you and slowly work your way towards lowering your heels all the way down. Holding here for 1 more deep breath in. On that exhale, you're going to lower all the way to your glutes until you're all the way in seated and slowly rolling down all the way onto your back. From here, lifting your right foot up, hooking it over your left, grabbing on to the back of your left leg or your left shin, gently pulling your leg closer to you. Option to rock side to side if that feels comfortable. Taking a deep breath, letting go with your hands, dropping them to either side of your body, letting your hips fall to the left. Feeling a gentle stretch through your lower back, while still trying to keep both shoulders planted on the ground. Taking one more deep breath in, coming all the way back up into center. Lifting your left leg, hooking it over top of your right, grabbing onto the back of your right leg or your right shin, gently pulling your leg closer to you. Feel free to rock side to side if that feels good. When you're ready, sending both arms to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the right, looking for slight stretch through that lower back. Deep breath in, coming all the way back up to center, unhooking your left leg from your right, putting the soles of your feet together, letting your knees fall to either side of your body, placing one hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. Going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. Bring awareness to all four corners of your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, feeling the back of your head pressed into the mat. With every breath, slowly letting yourself sink further and further into the floor. Taking this time to bring awareness to your breathing, feel the rise and fall of your chest. Letting your muscles relax. You might find yourself box breathing here. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold and repeat. Setting your intentions for the rest of today. Letting go of any tension built up throughout the day. That brings us to the end of today's class. Thank you so much for joining me with another amazing session. Look forward to seeing you all again on Tuesday.